This podcast is part of the OIW Podcasting Network.
Hey guys, welcome back to Guilmy at Guilmy Talks. And this week's guest, we have the one and only Vaughn Vertigo, one of my personal favorite wrestlers on the Ontario scene. And as you will hear, he has been all over the place now. He's been to Britain, Italy, Germany, the States, Canada, and I just see bigger and bigger things for him coming up in the future. But before the amazing interview, and also I forgot to mention, the reason I have him on the show is because he's the brains behind Backyard Pro, this little YouTube show that went from one Twitter clip and started getting retweeted and kind of went viral for him because it's a hysterical show and it's so funny to watch. And right now with the world the way it is, we all need a little entertainment. So go check out Backyard Pro. I actually just bought one of the shirts and listen to the show to find out how you can actually purchase those. Just message him. He has some here. He has some on Pro Wrestling Tees. If you are in Canada, probably the cheaper way to do it would be just direct message him through Twitter, Facebook, anything. And now I gotta get through and pay these bills there, guys. If you need any graphic design work done, go check out Solid Designs on Instagram, guys. It is a fantastic page, an amazing artist. He is designing stuff left and right now. Get him soon. Here, there's gonna be a pretty big wait. He's been pretty busy with it. And always remember, tell him that Guilmy sent you. batsinthebelfryart.com. Go check out her page, guys. She's an amazing artist, and right now she is taking commissions, and all the prices and points are on the website. You can follow her on Instagram because she's an amazing artist, and who doesn't like transformers, guys? And if you are ever in London, Ontario, you gotta check out my friends at Doing Fine Kitchens. One, he's attached to a brewery and absolutely fantastic beer there. But the food's really good too, and even my lovely wife enjoys it too. They make everything on site from scratch, and you don't hear people saying that too often anymore. Now, enough of me yammering on here, and I hope you guys enjoy the show as much as I did. We had a lot of laughs, a lot of fun, and remember to check out Backyard Pro and follow it on all the socials. Good morning, good evening, good night. How is everybody doing out there in quarantine land? This is Guilmy again, and on the line I have Vaughn Vertigo, world-traveled wrestler. He has been pretty much all over the planet now. One half of one of my current favorite tag teams to watch. So yeah, man. How's the day going?
It's going all right. How are you doing, Justin?
Yeah, so far so good.
Should I call you Guilmy? What do you prefer?
Whatever. Okay. Everybody knows I'm Justin. I just introduced myself as a Guilmy because that's the title of the show. Yeah, that's it. But
all right, we'll do it now then.
Oh yeah, Justin Guilmy. I really don't care. Just don't really call me late for a dinner because I'm. Hey man, I'm so happy. Today's my first day of vacation, and I made homemade burgers this morning, and I'm just looking so forward to a dinner. It's going to be...
Homemade burgers are always the best.
Oh, they are.
The best.
And
so much better than, buying like store-bought, right?
Oh, yeah. And, when when you're looking forward to just a fantastic meal later,
yes.
I am very much a cook, so worked in restaurants for about 20-something years, so I picked up a few things, but...
I would help you pick up a few things in 20 years.
No, I'm doing I'll just say it. I'm doing pineapple and sweet and sour burgers.
Interesting. Yeah. That sounds good though.
It's not everyone's thing, I know, but
now is the pineapple in the beef, or is that going to
Yes.
be like fried cut on top of it? In the beef? Okay.
To both, yes. I throw
Interesting.
throw some pineapple chunks in with the meat, mix them up, nice grill, and then I got an actual pineapple right over there. I'm gonna chop up after this too at grill.
Huh, that sounds really good.
Yeah, it's when I like turkey bacon on top of it instead of regular bacon. It just stays flat, so it's not all like wonky on the
And it's
on
healthier.
the bun.
It's much healthier for you, so...
Yeah, it's not nearly as salty. So yeah, it's
Yeah, not as salty, not as fatty. It's good for you.
Oh yeah,
Well, maybe not good for you, but it's better.
it's the better option. I am
Yes, exactly.
and I am not a healthy eater, but man, I just like food that tastes good. Well, and
I agree.
now that you've actually been home and not traveling the world, have you been actually cooking?
Yeah, I have been. I mean, when all this started, I was supposed to be on a 6-week tour of England and Germany. We got 2 weeks into it, and then essentially the government was like, "Hey, you should probably come home because the world's shutting down." So we had to go home within like 3-4 days' notice. Myself and Brent Banks. And then as soon as I came home, I was like, "Well," I kind of sat around for 2 weeks, and I was like, "Well, I guess I start cooking stuff." So I went back to like chicken and rice, and then I experimented with like a few recipes, but it's always come down to like I'll buy like a Nando sauce because I love that stuff because of the UK. So I'll toss my chicken in that, and then just put on some rice and have some spinach on it, and that's pretty much a daily meal for me. Make it every day. It's great.
Oh yeah, no, you are a professional athlete, and you have to actually care what you eat. You can't really do what I did and grab the mint chocolate chip ice cream at
I mean, I would
9:30
say
at
for
night.
like 3 months there, I would have like one healthy meal a day, and then the rest would be like, "Oh man, this Delisio pizza looks pretty good." Or like, "Oh man, Little Caesars, it's like $7. I can get a pizza." Like, there's so many food options that. Then I try to convince myself like, "Oh, I'll just bulk up, that's fine." Then I see my stomach growing, and I'm like, "Okay, I don't know what I'm doing anymore." The past month I've been better, but it's a struggle.
Oh yeah, because it's I gotta say it has been very difficult to stay self-motivated right there now, because I'd say I'm
Yes.
probably personally I'm probably about. I was 20 pounds overweight. Now I'm about 30 to 35 over because quarantine life and can't do the gym, can't do this. I am not a runner. I'm trying, but with running. I'm just really lazy. That's it.
Yeah, I can't run personally. Like, I've been able to. Thankfully, I live in a small town, so I live near a river, and I've been able to kind of walk up and down the river. I go do that at least once a day. But other than that, like working out at home is it's hard. Like, I'll literally put on like the WWE Network or something, or like an indie show, and then like you do like I don't know, like bench press. You do like 3 sets, and then you're like, huh, what's Keith Lee doing? You get distracted, and then you're sitting there, you're like, oh shit, I was working out like half an hour ago. What am I doing? So it's just hard to keep motivated, Oh
yeah, and also Keith Lee is kind of awesome, and
exactly.
He's probably one of the best things in WWE right now. I would say.
Totally agree.
He's and I've actually met him once. Nicest guy on the planet.
Where'd you meet him?
It was a few years ago. I think he did I want to say.
I remember he did C4 here in Ontario.
Yeah, I think he did Alpha 1. I think he did a.
Was it Alpha?
Was it Alpha or was it? I don't know. Or was it Smash? Honestly, I go to a lot of shows and they all kind of blend. I'm like, I remember seeing that guy. I remember seeing that guy. I don't have the memory.
That's the beautiful part of the Indies. You get to see all these guys before they go and get a TV deal.
Oh yeah, like
That's incredible.
What was it when I got to see Johnny Gargano when he was Smash champ, and like that's a few years back now, but
you'll never forget that. You'll never forget the moment like that you saw him, that he became a star, right? It's crazy.
Oh yeah, and I brought my boys to that show, and I got a photo with my much younger boys now with Johnny Gargano, which is really, really cool. But
very cool.
Yeah, we're not really here to talk about those guys. We're here to talk about you. Kind of kind of get back on a topic because I can just ramble
Let's
all
put
day.
myself over more here.
Oh, yeah. Well, let's see. World-traveled wrestler, one of the best high flyers on the planet. Yeah. And
I'll take it.
where did your initial interest for wrestling happen?
So, kind of harners back to grade school. Grade 4 or 5, I had this friend named Wayne Fryer. His aunt was Trish Stratus.
Pardon?
Now, his aunt was Trish Stratus, which is crazy. So I didn't really know anything about wrestling. I had gone over to a friend's house previously and it'd be on. I remember seeing, like, I want to say it was Brock Lesnar and Big Show. Like, probably, like, 2003 or something. I remember vividly seeing it on the screen, but I wasn't watching wrestling at the time. And I always knew it. My friend's aunt was Trish Stratus, and he'd always do these speeches. Because in grade school, he had to do these speeches in front of the class, which were god-awful, and they were the worst. But he always did one about his aunt, Trish. And I was like, oh, cool. And then we rented SmackDown vs. Raw 2007, and I'm looking through the playable characters, and I'm like, oh, there's Trish Stratus. That's your aunt, dude. Your aunt is in this game. Like, what? That's insane. So kind of from that, I started playing the video games, and then from the video games, I got addicted to wrestling, and then I just started watching SmackDown on Fridays, and then eventually I convinced my parents to get, I think, a Sportsnet 360 so we could get Raw.
Getting Raw way back when was difficult for myself too, living, just getting my parents to pay for any wrestling was...
Thankfully, my parents were, like, they were fine to pay for, like, the pay-per-views and stuff, because I'd have my friends come over and whatnot, and then we all kind of, like, split it a bit, and my parents would chip in a bit as well, so it ended up working. My house was usually the place where we go watch pay-per-views.
Awesome. Because, yeah, mine was not. My parents are great, loving them to death, but the wrestling thing, my dad, after Hulk Hogan, my dad kind of tapered off with his fandom.
But he still watched then, eh? Because my parents didn't watch it all.
My parents watched in the 80s because for me, my grandfather was the big fan. There's every wrestling fan has a family member who kind of, this is what wrestling is, or this is
kind of introduce them, right?
Yeah, that's kind of or a friend. We all get introduced somehow. No,
exactly.
There's
nobody really. Well, some people stumble upon it, but it's rare to stumble upon it. You kind of get introduced.
And when did you decide to actually start training? Because it's a huge step going from, hey, this is very cool on TV to, I want to do this.
So pretty much immediately I started backyard wrestling. Yeah, well, it was kind of basement wrestling, and then it turned into backyard wrestling when I got a trampoline. When I started grade 9, my friend, he was a friend of a friend. He found Squirt Circle training in Toronto, and I live about an hour and a half out of the city. And he said, hey, my dad's going to take me to this. I know you love wrestling. Do you want to come with me? And I was like, yes, absolutely. I didn't even know I could get trained at the age of 14. That sounds incredible. So I went with him, and then my parents had to sign like a waiver, and then I just kept going to Squirt Circle training from literally 2010 till 2014 until it closed down, essentially. And then that's pretty much how I got introduced to the business through that. Basically I did pretty much every job I could. I'd, set up the ring. I'd be the ring bell guy. I would film the shows. I'd be a ref when they needed one. I'd do pretty much anything I could because I was too small to really be in the ring until they let me have a match when I was 17.
First match. How was that after training for 3 years and finally getting to
I felt like I was just, after waiting for 3 years, I was just so ready to go out there that it wasn't really nervous. I wasn't that nervous. What also helped was the fact that I refed for, a year or two. Because I was already in the ring with, guys like Elgin and Josh Alexander. So the pressure was kind of taken off a little bit from that. So yeah, by the time I got out there, it wasn't too big of a deal, fortunately.
Oh yeah. No, which is pretty.
It was a huge deal
cool.
to make a debut, but there wasn't as much nerves as I thought there'd be.
Oh yeah, because you've been around for 3 years. You know who the guys are. You probably know a lot of the fans by then, and
exactly. I'm starting to get comfortable with it, right?
Yeah. Going a little bit backwards here. How was the first, since you were doing the backyard stuff, basement stuff? How I love asking this one. How was the first bump in an actual ring? Going from one.
Honestly, the first year of training is pretty much a blur. I don't know why I don't remember it. Maybe it's concussions. I have no idea. I just kind of remember taking it and being like, that was awful. That was the worst thing I ever felt. Then I kind of got up and you have to do it again and again and just get used to it. And then the only thing I really remember from like the first couple days of training is I remember this one guy, he grabbed me and he just picked me up and gave me a brainbuster for no reason. And I remember everyone yelling at him, like, wow, what the hell, man? This guy just started training. Like, why'd you just give him a brainbuster? And like, I still to this day, I'm like, why did he do that? Like, I shouldn't have taken a brainbuster like 3 training classes in. He just picked me up and gave it to me. I'm like, what the hell, man? Like, I'm not fully trained here. It's ridiculous.
Because you were little because I'm guessing at 14. I think
that's probably it. I was easy to maneuver around. That's what it is.
No, just because I've only taken one training course in class in my entire life, and I knocked myself out.
Yeah, it's easy to do. I couldn't get over the concept of. I do remember this. Like, you have to tuck your chin when you fall.
Yeah.
And I couldn't get that concept in my head. I was so used to falling on trampolines, and I didn't care. I just kept falling. And every time I'd whack my head and be like, why did I do that? And like, but you learn quick. Oh, yeah. Because the more you hit your head, the more you have to tuck it, right?
Oh, yeah. Like, I don't remember what happened next. I remember being in the car on the way home. Yeah,
Jeez, you completely like that.
Yeah, because I'm 6'2", and I'm not a little dude, so I threw myself back way too hard. I was a little excited my first day, and I'm like, I'm gonna show.
Better. A lot of people fall really slowly, and they fall on their ass and then hit their head or something. But you went right into it, so that's one thing out of the way.
And I never did it. Never did it again. So.
I think that's really important as a wrestling fan as well to understand how that feels, right?
Oh yeah.
Because now you have a different appreciation for it.
Oh yeah, like I thought, and I went in as a cocky, this is easy, I'll be able to pick this up and da 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 da. Yeah. No, definitely not. I didn't step foot into a ring again until I was invited in to do shots at a Death Proof show years and years ago, because newbies get in the ring and you do shots.
Exactly.
Yep. Like, oh man, I even put on a charity show. I didn't step in the ring.
Jeez.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to. I just didn't. Now back to actual questions again.
Sure.
Your wrestling style. How can you actually describe it? Because I tried putting my finger on it, and I'm just like, you're just you. I can't.
Yeah, I don't. It's a combination of a lot of things. Like a lot of the wrestlers I watch are obviously smaller guys because I am a smaller guy.
Yeah.
It's a lot of your Daniel Bryans. It's your Jeff Hardy. It's your Chris Jericho. It's your Shawn Michaels. It's your Christian. Those smaller guys who just kind of had to use their movement to their advantage, sort of thing. I also find it hard to describe my style because I am a high flyer, but I'm not. I'm not out there doing 630 splashes. I'm not Pac. I'm not Ricochet. So I would say it's a lot. It's very striky and very high fly.
I gotta ask. Being over in England so often, have you actually picked up any of the catch style or anything like that, or are you just kind of sticking to your game?
I picked up a little bit from a few of the training classes I've taken, but for the most part, the guys I've been paired with to wrestle are not that style. Those guys are usually wrestling guys of that style. I'm always paired with like the other cruiserweights or bigger guys that want to throw me around, sort of thing. I would love to pick it up. It's just you need the right guy to teach you. Yeah, because it is what other fans don't really get, that every style is so different. Like lucha, yes. Lucha, for example, you work the other side of the body. I believe that's in traditional Mexican lucha. Yes, I was trained. It's wrestling training. I would say was a lucha school. We were trained to work the left side of the body, how we do in North America. But it wasn't traditional Mexican training because we were taught to work with guys, in our area, sort of thing. I would say that the espresso training prepared us for the indies. A lot of there's other training schools that kind of prepare you for like WWE sort of thing, but we were taught how to work with all sorts of styles.
Oh yeah, because that's the one thing I love about indie wrestling. Well, a fantastic card. You have a little bit of something for everybody, right? You have your Josh Alexander type, who's a big. Okay, there's Josh Alexander. He's one unto himself. There's no Josh Alexander type.
Yeah.
But
I know what you mean.
Yeah, you have your quote unquote strong style guys who look like they're going to rip somebody's face off. you have the high flyers, you have the grappling, you have the comedy matches, and that kind of thing. That's like my perfect card because I could never.
A variety show, right?
Yeah,
You
it's
want to
like
see all those.
like I can't like Chikara Pro. I can't watch. It's just not.
Right.
It's not.
It's all kind of.
It's
well,
not.
I mean, also,
yeah.
like, even if it was the other way around, if you had 8 Mike Bailey matches,
Right.
would after you watch the first one, would the second one and the third one matter?
Right.
It's the same type of match.
Oh yeah, and don't get me wrong, Mike Bailey is awesome. Just
No, Mike Bailey is awesome. I totally agree.
You don't want to watch him do like multiple matches of the same exact style, because you have on the same card you can have a Bailey versus anybody, like Bailey versus Albright. It's just going to be a hard hitting, amazing, like just beat the hell out of each other match. Yeah, it's pretty much a fight. And then you can have yourself versus who's another high flyer. My name's can't think of
like an Aiden
somebody.
Prince or a Brent Banks.
Well, exactly, like Brent Banks, one of my favorite guys, and humble dude. I met him. Yeah, I met the guy at a outside an NXT show, just a random meetup. One of the nicest dudes on the planet. And then a couple other fans noticed him and start chanting money, and he just like puts up his hood, just kind of walks off. I'm like,
that's the most Brent Banks story I've ever heard. I've spent many weeks with him in the UK. That's Brent to a T.
And just because he.
Actually, I'll tell you one Brent Banks story.
Please.
Do you remember Defiant Wrestling that was in the UK for a bit? It was part of What Culture, then it became Defiant.
Yep.
He wrestled for What Culture, or for Defiant against El Fantasma, who's now in New Japan. And I think it was like the next night or the night after. We're at a Rev Pro show, and we're showing up to every show we can, just trying to help out. And this is their big York Hall show, so there's 900 people there, and they asked us to help take tickets, and that's fine. I don't mind taking tickets. But poor Brent just wrestled for Defiant 2 days before, both taking tickets, and the guys from Wrestle Talk walk in, and he's like, "Oh no!" He's like, because he remember them talking about him or something, and he put like his hood up, and he's like trying not to like let them see him, like taking tickets. And I'm like, "Oh, Brent, it's fine. Don't worry about it. You just wrestled for Defiant. Now you're taking tickets at Rev Pro. It's okay."
Oh yeah, just like. Because what I've learned doing podcasts and just talking to wrestlers, that the most respected people do everything. Like there's the guys who will come in and just carry the cables or the ropes or do this or help out. And it is very much probably most team-based show that I have ever heard of. And that's every single wrestling show, because everybody has to do a part. Or it's
here's
not
also
going to work.
The thing. If you are just a wrestler and you come in and just wrestle and you don't offer anything else, well, what are you doing to help the promoters? If you're not promoting the show on Twitter or Facebook or anything like that, or you're not helping the show when it's actually there, and you're not cleaning up for yourself, like what message is it sending? You want to do those things to, show that you want to be there and you want to work there. Because otherwise you're just the guy who comes in and wrestles and you leave. It's a team aspect, right? You want to be a part of the show. You want to be a part of creating it. At least that's how I feel.
Because that's what I've heard from a lot of people. It just, you show up, you help out the most you possibly can, and then you go home.
Yeah, exactly. Like if your match is off and you're done for the night, at least pick up your water bottle, clean up your wrist tape from the floor, and throw it in a can. Because someone has to clean that up. Then it's probably going to be the promoter, because it's not a janitor who's going to probably do it. So.
I was actually lucky. I had a janitor, and he was great.
Oh, did you? Some do. I just
feel bad for them. No. It just, hey man, mine, the charity show went really well, and yeah. But I did it once, and that's it. I'm going to edit that out because I hate bringing it up, but. Just because I did a thing, so I understand this much of this much. So, yeah.
But you tried it.
Oh yeah. Like
I've never run a show until we did this Backyard Pro stuff. I mean, it's a lot easier without fans, but it's still a pain in the ass. My God.
Just coordinating people. I
don't have to coordinate one show. I have to coordinate like 6 shows because we're doing different locations.
Oh yeah. And How'd you get Tyson Dukes to mow his lawn?
He was down for it, thankfully.
Okay.
He was in the area and it worked out. I thought it'd be funny if he did like a... Because he's kind of like the dad of Ontario Indy.
Yeah.
So it's perfect if he was mowing the lawn.
Hey, man. I live in London, Ontario, where his school is, and
yep.
I know a lot. I've met lots of his students, and he actually... This is how cool Tyson is. Somebody reached out for me to get an interview from him. And he invites me to the wrestling show to watch the advanced class because he knows I'm a fan. So as a fan, I'm getting to watch a training class, which never happens.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
And just I'm watching him do matches and this, and the only thing he said was, okay, just don't put who was doing what on the show. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna sit here, take notes for and intro. And the cool thing was, me and him, he asked me to sit on the side of the ring just for photos, and then I set up my little gear here. So I'm sitting on the side of a wrestling ring, interviewing Tyson Dukes.
Yep, that's pretty damn cool.
And he just like the most mellow, chill dude. And then the students actually stay back and watch how to get interviewed. And I'm just like, and he used it as a teaching thing.
That's smart.
And I'm just like sitting here, because now I normally do my interviews one-on-one, and I'm just like... which was really, really cool. I can't say enough cool things about Tyson. That's every time I've met him, and anybody who's nice to my kids, I'm a fan of yours. Like, so.
I agree. He's helped me out tremendously, kind of behind the scenes. He's been holding me as well.
Back to another question. How did Fight or Flight start?
So, Forrest and I didn't necessarily want to be a tag team originally. We kind of just fell into it because he lived in Pickering, I lived in Port Hope. My dad would drive from Pickering, and one day he was like, jokingly, he's like, all right, who wants to give me a ride home? And I was like, well, I mean, we're kind of going through that way, we can give you a ride. So that transitioned into us always traveling together to training. So we became best friends through that, and then we debuted as singles wrestlers, and then there was a point where Vertigo Wrestling thought there was going to be some sort of TV show they were going to be getting. So they took myself, they took Forza,
yeah,
and they took Alexi Nicole, and they put us together, and they created the Candy Kids. Now, the Candy Kids was an idea from them of kind of like these raver teenagers, which we were teenagers, but if you know the three of us, we don't party at all. So they took the three of us and said, oh, these guys look like ravers. So Alexi got her fuzzy boots, we got the light-up glasses, and kind of went from there. Then Alexi was hurt at the time, so she was managing us, and then she went off and did her own thing. But we ended up just staying as a tag team. Then when Vertigo Wrestling folded, we wanted to rebrand ourselves, and we came up with Fight or Flight. And then from there, it was pretty much, we started MCW, then C4 took us over, and now Alpha 1 is kind of our home as well for that.
And you guys are probably, hands down, one of my favorite tag teams to watch, just because. And yeah, I'm a fan. We're all fans. I don't care. I have my personal favorites, but you guys just seem to click really well together, and I don't know.
It's just a chemistry we've had for a long time, right? We know each other so well, and we don't necessarily. We want to keep it 50-50. We want to do kind of half tag bookings, half singles bookings, because we both enjoy both parts of the business. Yeah, it's worked essentially, and it's how most people see us. Most people see us as Fight or Flight. Is
Fight or Flight just an Ontario thing, or have you guys been going?
Ontario, Quebec. We've done a few things in Quebec, but
okay. At
the time, Forza had some permanent residence issues, so we couldn't take it to other places. But so I kind of did my own thing going to the UK and trying to create a singles thing there as well.
Is there a big difference between, say, a Canadian crowd versus a British crowd? Excluding soccer chanting.
I was gonna say that's the main thing. They're very into soccer chanting.
Yeah.
God, the chant that I got at PCW was they brought me in as a heel for this tournament, and I beat their cruiserweight champion in a non-title match, and they kept singing like, I I don't even know what the tune was, but it was like, no one likes you, no one likes you, no one likes you, Vertigo. Something like that. And they did it for like the 3 shows, and I was like, this is hilarious. Like, nobody would do this back home. I think they're just generally louder, is what I get from it.
Oh, yeah.
Louder, and they show up. There's more people who show up because it's more of a developed scene there, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty much the difference.
Oh, yeah, because right now the UK is probably one of the hottest indie scenes out there.
We'll see after, everything that's been happening. But before, yes, it was.
Oh, yeah, because there was progress and... I know. Well,
Progress, Pro, ICW.
There you go.
Those are pretty much the heavy hitters.
Yeah, because everyone has personal favorites, and I'm a Progress guy. I just absolutely love watching their product. And
yeah, Progress is wonderful. I got to be ringside. Well, not ringside. I was helping out with the crew, but I got to see Brent Banks versus David Starr, which was wonderful. And Brent Banks versus Jordan Devlin. It was great. But Progress, like I couldn't believe their fan base. I knew when they came over to Canada, it was a big deal. When they came back last summer, when they came to do Smash Bros. Progress shows, but seeing it actually in the UK, it's something else, man.
I find every crowd is a little bit different, even like on Ontario versus Michigan. Like there's
for sure.
Just even and then there's Japan and have you actually been to Japan yet? Yeah.
I haven't been to Japan. No, I've only done Canada, America, the UK, including Wales, Germany, Italy. Those are the countries I've done so far.
Awesome.
I'd love to do Japan. I just don't really have much of a connection there. The only other really true Japanese talent I have wrestled was Kaito Kiyomiya for Smash, and he's over in Noah right now. But I'd love to make it over there. It's just it's how do I get there sort of thing. And also, I want to be ready for when I'm there. I don't feel like I'm in the physical shape that I want to be yet.
Oh no, because
I've been eating burgers and eating pizza all day.
And well, I do want to ask this: where did Backyard Pro come from? Because it's such an interesting idea and so different from what has been out there previously. Like, because I know Psycho Mike is one of the best wrestlers out there, not just Ontario, not just Canada.
I 100% agree.
How is he not signed yet? Oh my god! Like, and he wrestled.
There's a lot of guys that should be signed.
Oh, I know.
Unfortunately, we're just in this black hole in Canada. Unfortunately.
Oh, I know.
But in terms of the Backyard Pro, it was about. I sat around for a month when I came back from quarantine. Actually, I'll wind it back a bit. Forza and myself used to live together. One of the things we'd love to do on, like a Friday night or something is we'd sit on YouTube and we'd watch awful backyard wrestling. Not good backyard wrestling. Awful backyard wrestling. It was the best. You look up CHW Backyard, it's the worst. You look up UBW Backyard. You look up 2KW, which Ortiz from, Santino and Ortiz is from. That stuff's good. It's incredible. But bad backyard wrestling. Because we just wanted to laugh. It was incredible. Like, awful characters. It's the best. Especially look up CHW. It's incredible. So, when the quarantine happened, it was kind of like, well, we don't know when fans are going to return. And I kind of had this idea of, first off, Forza and I'm going to keep saying Ulysses. Ulysses and I had this, we decided to make a backyard MV match, a music video. Because, a lot of guys in, 2000, everyone made music videos of matches in the backyard era, right? So we made that, put it on Twitter, that's funny, maybe people will like it. And then I started to think, what if wrestling doesn't come back? What if fans don't come back? We're all just going to become backyarders. Because that's the only, we're going to have to fulfill wrestling somehow, so we're just going to wrestle in front of no fans in our backyard. And then it kind of spun into an idea of, what if we took professional wrestlers in Ontario and just made an awful backyard show? Gave everybody new characters and just made a bad backyard show. But I'll produce it, so it'll look at least somewhat good, but the content itself will kind of be bad. So I kind of looked at Forza and I was like, well, I think we can do this as a show. So we kind of created some ideas, and then I kind of took it and then just started filming everything. Because as a kid, I would run these shows. I ran 86 shows in my Trampoline Wrestling Federation. And I'd make the cards, I'd do all the editing, I'd do all the graphics, I'd do literally everything for it. And I was like, if I'm going to do it again, I'm going to do it myself. I have to do it the exact same way I did before. Thankfully, my girlfriend has helped me with graphics because I suck at graphics. But everything else I've had to do from scratch. So creative ideas have come from kind of everybody because I want everybody to be involved and come up with their own characters and come up with their own stuff. But for the most part, it's that part's been collaborative. But in terms of making the content, it's been entirely me. And it's been a lot of work. But I think people enjoyed the first season, thankfully. We didn't know if we were going to do another. We just wanted to try it and see what happens. But
because
here we are with the whole second season coming out. So
yeah, and you put Holden Albright in a lucha mask, which is just gold. I will
also say that is not my idea. That was his. most of the characters are the person's idea. I'm not going to tell Psycho Mike what to do. Because he's incredible. He knows what he wants to do. Yeah. I'm just going to say, do what you want, and we'll film it. And that's how a lot of that stuff has happened.
And Psychotic Michael was just... I was actually showing non-wrestling fans that little thing at work, and they were just, what the hell is this? Just busting a gut laughing. That's what I want,
because it's Backyard Pro. It's not Backyard Pro Wrestling. There's very little wrestling. There's very little to do with wrestling.
Oh, yeah.
It's a lot of just, like, stupid character work and ridiculous vignettes. And that's kind of what I wanted. I don't necessarily think it's the wrestling that hooks people to wrestling. You know, it's the other shit. It's the other shit that people want to see. So, like, for instance, Jimmy Fortino, Stratos, he came up with this Italian character. And he based it off, like, I think it was, like, I want to say it was, like, 90s... like if you lived in Woodbridge in the 90s, essentially. And there's a guy named Tarzan Dan. I don't know if you know who Tarzan Dan is. Do you know who he is?
Yes.
I don't know who he is. He's not from my era.
No. I am very much a YTV kid.
Yes.
And,
okay. So you understand.
Oh yeah.
But he started retweeting the videos, and I was like, "What the hell? Like, I don't even know who this guy is. But apparently, he's a big deal."
He is. Yes.
The videos.
Oh yeah.
Like,
just.
Oh my God.
Just like.
It's incredible. So if we can get people who aren't necessarily into wrestling enjoying the content, that's what matters to me.
Oh yeah, it is one of those things that people are actually loving it, like, and talking about it and bringing it up, and they just want more and more of it. And then you have Tyson Dukes riding a lawnmower, which is just awesome.
There are cameos in like that, and then I mean, hopefully people come around for the second season. I don't know if it's as hyped as it was before, but I've put just as much effort in the second season, so we'll see. And you can watch Backyard Pro at 8 p.m. on our YouTube channel on August 13th, August 20th, and August 27th.
Awesome.
Cool.
Yep. Well, and I do got to ask if people want to follow you on the interweb. I call it that because there's so many socials now. Yes.
Of course, I agree. You can follow me on Twitter at NotEnoughVaughn, on Instagram at Vaughn Vertigo, on Facebook at Vaughn Vertigo, and if you want to follow Backyard Pro, you can follow Backyard Pro on Twitter at Pro Backyard, on Instagram at Backyard Pro Canada, on Facebook at Backyard Pro Canada, and you can find both of those on Pro Wrestling Tees.
Awesome. And guys, pick up those shirts because they look really cool. And when my next Pro Wrestling Tees order, I'm definitely grabbing one because, well, I am a wrestling shirt junkie, so I think I have.
And I will say we do actually have the shirts locally. We printed them locally, so I do have sizes XL, 2XL, and 3XL locally, which we ship, which is a lot cheaper than Pro Wrestling Tees in Ontario. But if you're from the States, then Pro Wrestling Tees is probably your best option.
Okay, so I'll be messaging you after
Absolutely, that
up. After this because I want a shirt. I got 'em. Hey man, I'm going in withdrawals. I haven't bought a wrestling shirt since like March.
I literally got it in a box back there. I can figure it out.
Awesome, man. We'll talk later, and because I know I'm not the only one, and so yeah.
Perfect.
All right, man. Okay, the end of interviews, which I always do this. I just do the Guilmy Talks 10. It's 10 10 quick either or
Cool.
questions.
Cool. I like it. I haven't had to do one of these yet. I'm excited.
Okay. And these are actually sent in by listeners. So.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
I didn't make a single one of these up, so don't ask.
Okay.
Like, this one. Couch or recliner?
Couch. I like laying down on the couch. I like laying down on the recliner. I don't know if I can explain myself, but couch.
Yep. Oh, no, just, hey, explain whatever you want, because every single wrestler has said couch. Not a single one. I'm over...
We're all a bunch of lazy guys, so that's all it is.
Or
you're... Not lazy boys, because lazy boys would be a recliner.
Yep. Coke or Pepsi?
I don't drink either.
I know.
I'm going to say Coke, just because most of my friends drink Coke. I'll go with them.
Let me change it up for you.
Sure.
Wrestling drinks. Bottled water or Monster?
Bottled water. I'll drink a Monster here and there, but I literally drink bottled water all day. So.
I don't know. Just because those are the two drinks I get from wrestlers all the time. I don't know why, but
I'm sure Holden Albright has talked to you about Monsters. That's for sure.
White Monsters. If I ever see him without one, I am in trouble. And yeah,
I can tell you, he legitimately is always drinking those.
Oh yeah. All right. Let's see. Are Judas Priest or Iron Maiden?
I like Iron Maiden.
Nope.
I'm not a Judas fan.
Well, you're wrong, but okay.
Okay. That's about all the time we have.
Oh yeah. Hey man, I've been a Priest guy since I was like 4, so I know.
Okay, fair enough.
I know. I'm very, very wrong. But hot hot sunny day or perfect winter day?
Hot sunny day. I absolutely hate the winter, mainly for driving.
Oh yeah, no. We're both Canadian boys, so winter driving sucks.
It's the worst.
Yep. Salty or sweet?
Sweet. I definitely have a sweet tooth.
Oh yeah. Superman or Spider-Man?
Spider-Man. I've watched all the Spider-Man movies. I haven't seen any Superman movies, I don't think.
Oh yeah. I think he's more relatable as a character.
I think so. Yeah,
where
definitely.
Superman is just a modern day god. That's it. He is.
You're not wrong.
Okay, night owl or early riser?
I'm right in between. I'd say now I'm probably a night owl. Used to be an early riser. I can't anymore.
Pants or shorts?
Pants. I don't want to show up my calves.
Oh yeah. Online shopper or the mall?
More the mall. I like to see what I'm buying.
I would just want to go to a mall and not be near people now. But
yeah, I don't know. It'd be hard.
Hey man, I work at Costco. I deal with people all day. It sucks.
Jeez, yeah, I bet.
And last but not least, this is always my number 10 question. Toilet paper, over or under?
I gotta think. It'd be over.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely over. That's the correct way.
Oh yeah.
Under, it's like, no, you can't do under. It's over.
Yep. I just imagine there's two googly eyes there, or if it's my house, you actually have them there. Beard's good, mullet bad.
I never thought of it that way. That's hilarious.
Oh man, no. Somebody told me that a while ago, and you know what? I got 4 kids. It works. They're doing it right,
Absolutely.
at least.
I think that's gonna stick with me.
Oh yeah, because it just kind of sticks. Yeah. All right, man. I just want to say thank you very, very much for coming on the show. It's been fun.
Thanks so much, Guilmy.
Yep.
Hey guys, I told you that it was a fantastic interview, and we had so much fun just chatting, and the Guilmy Talks 10 is always fun. Well, I absolutely love doing that. Just want to say thanks for listening all the way through. Don't forget to check out Johnny McLean's first episode. He just posted it while I was doing this, and you know what? Go check his stuff out. Any Guilmy Talks alum, I will tell you guys anything interesting they're doing. Like right now, Alex Ocean is wrestling in Florida, doing the deathmatch thing down there. Just seen a poster of his back, and it's absolutely crazy. Once again, any graphic design work, guys, go check out Solid Designs on Instagram. If you want any amazing artwork done up there for you, check out batsinthebelfryart.com. One of my favorite sites. A little call to action, guys. Go check out anybody on the OIW podcast network, whether it's
Knights of the Squared Circle, who is now putting his shows on Spotify and iTunes right now. Or just go check out Scumbags or the Weekly Whisper with Elian Habanero. I cannot say that guy's name right. And he will be on the show in a couple weeks as well. But go check out the Guilmy Talk socials, Twitter at Guilmy, Instagram at Guilmy Talks, and Facebook at Guilmy Talks. And if you ever need to get a hold of me, just message me on the Facebook or hit up the email at justinmguilmette@gmail.com. And I just want to say, everybody, stay safe out there and wash your damn hands. That's it. Just take care of yourself, your family, and wash your damn hands. That's it. Thanks for listening, guys, and talk to you in a week. Bye.